gonna talk about fads, those things that people follow, all those ads. People watch, people like, they share, but do they really care? Good morning. Hi. I know, I don't do a lot of these videos really. I don't just sit and talk. This is probably the second one I've actually just sat down and talked to a camera. Normally I just do it in front of a Call of Duty gameplay or something, so I don't look weird. You know, label as a commentary rather than me talking about stuff, which is what I really do. I don't know, just fads. It got me thinking, like, watching all these things, like, the latest fad, of course, is the Kony 2012, because Kony is the worst man in history. I mean, he's like Hitler, multiplied by Bin Laden, like, squared, and, like, in brackets, like, I don't know, times 10 to the power 6 or something like that. You know, because Kony has child soldiers and he hides behind an army of child soldiers, which is a very dick move. I'm gonna, that is a dick move. I don't care who you are, that's a dick move. You know, hide behind child soldiers, you know. Bin Laden, he didn't exactly hide, you know, he got a bit cocky. He was in a where was Bin Laden? Yeah, he was in a like house, we'll call it a house. You know, he got a bit cocky. You know, I suppose, you know, got bored of playing hide and seek, but whatever. We're not talking about Bin Laden here. We're not talking about Hitler. Hitler, although apparently, yeah, from watching, say, the Downfall, the Untergang. Who hasn't watched the Downfall, really? I mean, anyone listening to the Hitler parodies, you have to watch Downfall to respect the art that's actually in that movie. Before you make Downfall parodies, you have to watch the entire movie. You have to. So you need to respect the work that went into that, especially Bruno Ganz as Hitler. Wonderful guy. Anyway, Hitler, in that movie, he gives a medal for a guy to, like, a young child who takes out a tank for him or something, and he's like, I wish your soldiers could be as brave as me. So you could argue that Hitler used child soldiers, or at least condoned child soldiers, because he said in war there's no civilians. Back to Kony. Kony, yeah, he's a douchebag, you know, Kony. Very, very big douchebag, but, like, look at all the other big douchebags, you know? Like, people that have used child soldiers before him. I mean, child soldiers is not a new thing, you know? Like, for example, I don't know, Sierra Leone in Civil War, there was child soldiers in that. Child soldiers probably before that. I can't really think of any instances, but there's been child soldiers before. I mean, remember back in Victorian times when children used to do chimney sweeping, but, you know, that's different. They're not fighting for their country. Oh, they're probably just as much as risk of dying, really. You know, half those kids were orphans, just like these child soldiers. Some of them have to be forced to shoot their own parents. Stuff like that happens. You know, maybe I seem like a bit of a douchebag with the way I'm going on about this, you know, saying it happens. Child soldiers don't just happen, okay? Yeah, it's a bad thing. It needs to be eradicated. However, calm the fuck down. You know? Like, Kony, yeah, he's evil and stuff, but doesn't mean you should start throwing your money at someone, at a random charity. You know, the whole charity about people are starting to see the illegitimacy of this charity. Same thing, I know, some charities suck, you know, it's quite sad, you know, charitable organizations suck. Like, I know, apparently, I can't remember the name, I don't want to mention their name. It'll come up right there in the annotation I'm going to put there. Whatever their name is. You know, apparently they're rated quite low. Apparently they, you know, and I'm expecting decent charities to give, like, maybe at least the majority of their profits to the actual cause, and the rest of it maybe to just, you know, maybe employ a few people, stuff like that. Assuming that for a charity you don't have to employ too many people. You know, just get some guys looking to put something on their CV and then, you know, say, you know, volunteer here, you know, please, it's a for good cause. And most people will do it, you know. That's the thing, you know, like, but they make these movies apparently they made, 10 or so movies, but now it's become a big thing. You know, that's another problem with society in general. It's not a big thing until it just happens to be a big thing, but I suppose, you know, it happens. Yeah, it's a big thing now. Well, it'll be a big thing for the next week or two, and then something else will happen, you know. Like, does anyone remember Sober, for example? Anyone remember Zopa? No. And I remember they were supposed to do like a rebuttal of that coming. Is it March? Is that coming? I don't know. Um, anyone remember that? What happened before Zopa? Oh yeah. Also, Whitney Houston died. You know, she died. Yeah. Anything else in the world happen? You know, that's important to the internet. I don't know. I haven't really been following too much because what if it was really important enough, someone would have told me already, or if it was notable enough, it would have been mentioned at the Coney thing, which is apparently notable and a big deal now. Child soldiers are a big deal now. It's a massive deal now. You know, not that they weren't a big deal 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You know, I don't know. You know, sad thing is the Ugandan army also have a bad track record of rape and violence and shit like that. So I don't know. I don't condone outside intervention from countries who are a bit shady. Of course, the classic one. Why America go to this country and that country and that country? Why can't they leave people's shit alone? But I don't know. It's like you have all these issues and stuff, and it takes a random internet group to bring them up and make them important. Why don't we support charities more? Like, why aren't we just more prone to supporting charities? Like, you walk down the street, charity worker comes up to you, asks you, asks you to maybe donate £2 a month or something like that. Help some kids out, stuff like that. There's no guarantee. In fact, there's almost is a guarantee that that not every single penny will go to that child or group of children that they're trying to save. But the idea here is that a majority of that money will go towards the children. The rest of the money won't be wasted on videos and advertising. And in the case of Peter, there was that thing with Mario, when Super Mario came out, and they must have got some guy to program a flash game where the Tanuki chases Mario for his suit back. Yeah, a random Peter stunt. Apparently, I don't know much about Peter because I don't care. Apparently they do stunts like this quite a bit and waste their money instead of, I don't know, going after poachers or whatever. They're Peter, maybe find some poachers, do stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Suppose they could do that, protecting animals. I didn't know it involved making flash games, probably using electricity, which is powered by fossil fuels, which would damage our environment. So there's a loophole there, Peter. You failed. But then again, I'm using fossil fuels. Well, there's some fossil fuel power station powering the electricity that comes into my home, stuff like that. Although there's a wind turbine down the road, so I'm not sure if that powers my electricity any way, shape, or form. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, sorry. Back to the problem. Fads. Like I said in my intro song. Does anyone really care? That's the question. Does anyone really care? Is it a thing where they care temporarily and say stop Coney for 2 weeks, donate all your money to invisible children, because they're the most legit charity ever, obviously. I know nothing about them, but I'm going to donate a good £100 to these guys because I don't know. But I suppose people blindly donate to charity sometimes because of the causes. Like people see invisible children as a way to help the children, but they don't see invisible children as an issue. Like not the best charity. Would you say that? But I don't know. It's like, do they really care? Whitney Houston died. That got overshadowed by this Coney thing. Well, not completely overshadowed. She had a time in the limelight. Same thing. Anyone that dies. I think all we need to do basically is, if you want to predict when someone's going to die, a lot of football fans will say this. Just watch for the next time that Ramsey scores. Ramsey, Arsenal player, he doesn't score too much, but every time he scores, someone dies. Gaddafi. He scored when Gaddafi died. Bin Laden. Not sure about Michael Jackson, but definitely Whitney Houston. Like the same night or the day afterwards. So if we just watch is it Michael Ramsey? I'm thinking Michael Ramsey as in of school in my area. What's his name? Ramsey something. I don't know. If you just watch every time he scores, and then think, who isn't really in his limelight? Because what happens normally when these guys die, they're either, they're either former really popular guys who maybe had bumpy road somewhere, and now they're obviously known, they're still remembered, but they haven't really done anything of note for the past few years. Michael Jackson, for example, was going to come back and do a concert, but hadn't really done anything before that for a few years that I know of, at least. You know, but then again, when you think about it, if he's doing 50 concerts, he's probably going to pass out on stage. So maybe it was better for him to go before, something like that crazy stuff happens. Like, imagine him on stage, thousands of people watching worldwide, and then he passes out because, overworked, overexhausted. He is 50 years old, and his body's not in the best physical condition. Well, was 50 years old, he's dead now. Whitney Houston, the drug use and such. Found out apparently everything's gone to her daughter now, but you don't give a shit. I don't care too much. Same thing. It's like me. I was gonna say Whitney Houston is dead. I remember my thoughts. I love that Willy Wonka from Charlie Chocolate Factory picture. That meme of Willy Wonka from Charlie Chocolate Factory, where he's like, "Oh, Whitney Houston's dead. Tell me how you're such a big fan of her when she was alive." It just sums up basically all these fads where people follow stuff. I mean, if you see something like, when I saw something like Stop Corny, I thought like Invisible Children, these guys. I'll search it quickly, but I saw the cause and I thought, I'll sign maybe a petition or two. Obviously, I don't donate money. Last time I donated money to a charity was Children in Need, because I know Children in Need is a legit charity, and sure, why not? I mean, donated £10 to them. Children need. That's the last time I donated money. Oh, look at me, a show off £10. Ooh, that's like millions in student money. Just I don't know. I searched out quickly. I thought, okay, this guy seems like a bad guy. I don't know. Maybe raise awareness. It's not like anyone who has an internet connection doesn't know who Coney is now. Has an idea of who this guy is. But I don't know, it's just the way people jumped on so quickly to talk about donations and stuff. When, people need to hold back, people need to chill out. It's the same thing when someone dies, They go crazy, must make a video, must get, maximum potential views for this video because I'm a YouTube partner and that would help me get like the extra £20. Or I don't know what YouTube partners make. I don't know what people make really, I don't know what the rates are, depending on how many subscribers you have. I don't really care. Don't have enough time to put in. I mean, if I really put work in, I could probably get partnership, but that's time and energy. Energy I probably should be investing in my A-level work maybe, or maybe doing some my future career plans, maybe something that's gonna matter in a few years. Not that this YouTube channel doesn't matter. It's like give me so much good times, YouTube, but recently it's just messing up. Anyway, I go off tangents quite a lot. I just want to say, fads, why follow them, Then again, yeah, I'll sign petitions and stuff, change.org, I'll sign petitions, just start a quick read, because I'm okay with that, because it's a petition. But when money comes involved, then it's a bit different. I need to know who I'm giving my money to, for example, I have to go, for example, when I go to, the game store, I look around the shop a good, because I have a DS, Xbox 360, and a Wii, so I have a potential chance of getting Xbox original games, GameCube games, Nintendo DS games, Game Boy Advance games, Xbox 360 games, and Wii games. Now, I need to make a decent choice, because I'm not dirt poor, but I don't like spending too much money on video games, so I want to go around the entire shop. I want to see everything that's available, see what this entire shop is about, then spend my £20 here. Same thing. You should have that approach. You should have the approach to everything. Look around the shop, or in this case, look around the web. Look for info. Don't rush into things, you dirty noobs. Gosh. But anyway, I don't know. Just just like to say, why follow the fad? Be a hipster. Follow the fad of being a hipster. Try to be original or break the mold. Follow the sheep or people that are breaking the mold. Hipster movie makes no sense as well. But I'll stop complaining for now. Just don't follow the fad, please. At least without knowing about it and following it yourself for yourself. So yeah, with that, I just like to say thank you and good night.